Technology for cell cameras is all over the place. It's advanced so far. Cell cameras are here to stay. You can use apps, you get the pictures to your phone, you can get them to your computer, you can get them multiple ways, you can actually have friend groups. You know, you really need to do your research to determine on what cell camera you want to use. But one of the questions that's always in the back of my mind is, what coverage? You know, I'm hunting on a remote farm that's out of state. You know, what's the best in Iowa? I don't know that cell coverage. I know what my home is. When you go to the store to pick out your cell camera, normally you have to pick that cell carrier right there and then. That's not the case with the Browning. Now you can take it to the field and get to choose your carrier. My friend Tom Rainey will tell you all about the new Browning cell cameras.
Hey everybody, Tom Rainey here from Browning Trail Cameras, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about the Defender Ridgeline cell camera, new for 2021. Now before I get started on the features, I'd like to say that if you're looking for the most complete cell camera experience in the market, look no further than the Defender Wireless series from Browning. Not only because of the elite performance of the cameras, but because the app allows you to download HD images and HD videos, and also gives you complete control of that camera from afar. So if you're looking to fill out that lineup for 2021, the Defender Ridgeline is the perfect addition to that lineup. Now, as for the first feature available on this camera, I'd like to point out that it can capture up to 20 megapixel images and records up to 1080p HD video with sound. There's also a built-in chipset for Verizon or AT&T activation with pre-installed AT&T and Verizon SIM cards. There's an adjustable IR flash with power save and long-range settings that reach out up to 90 feet, and adjustable trigger speed that ranges from 0.135 to 0.7 seconds. There's also a 0.5 second recovery time between images and an adjustable detection range that reaches out up to 80 feet. As always, you can count on long battery life with your Browning trail cameras, and this camera requires 16 AA batteries that are not included. The battery meter functions with alkaline and lithium batteries, and this camera comes equipped with all of the standard Browning features you've come to love, like the IllumiSmart technology, multi-shot mode, rapid fire mode. There's also the data strip that you can use to gather more information about when pictures are taken. And there's also a 12-volt external power jack that allows you to conveniently connect your Browning trail camera solar panel to keep that camera out in the field as long as possible. Once again, this is the Defender Ridgeline from Browning Trail Cameras, new for 2021.
A white-tailed sense of smell is considered to be among the strongest of most land mammals. And because of that, it gives us hunters the challenge of having to control our scent. You've tried sprays, clothes, and a dozen other techniques only to get busted by your target before you even raised your bow. Well, say goodbye to those days and hello to the world's first and only in-the-field ozone generator. New for 2022 from Ozonics is the HR500, designed to give you more complete control of your scent. Here to tell you all about it is Brad Rex.
Welcome to DeerTech. Today we're taking a look at ozone and how you can use it for scent elimination. If you're not familiar with Ozonics, you should be. I've been using it a long time, all the way back from the old 200 units, and they have progressed from the 200 to the 230 to the Orion, always making them a little better. The power of ozone is used in multiple other industries, from the health industry. They purify scalpels to basically anything. Ozone, the ozone molecule, basically attracts to any kind of scent molecule that's out there and makes it neutral, therefore nullifying it. The one drawback that the units always had was they're a little bit louder. And in the field, if you're in a tree, does it really bother you? You always wonder, God, does a deer hear that? Because you can definitely hear it. That problem is no more. They came out with the 500 generator, and what this does is it cuts the noise drastically down, so you can barely hear it. I mean, it's almost a whisper. The other thing is, not only that, they made it better. Now it has an app, so I can literally have it above my head. I can turn it on. I can go into boost mode if the wind switches. And what the boost mode does, it literally kicks it into like overdrive. So say the wind does switch a little bit, or you're coming to that prime time and you want to make sure nothing's going to hear you, you hit boost, let it run for that last hour. It's going to draw more battery life. That's probably why you only want to use it, that last hour when you really have to. The beauty of the app mode is, if I do run it, I can actually see the status of my battery all the while I'm hunting. So I'll know exactly how much battery I have left. It comes with a quick attach. If you guys are not familiar, if you ever used or have one of their older units, they used to be a pain in the butt. It used to come with a bracket. It would kind of look like this, only there was a screw on the other end, boom, and then there was a little screw on this end. So you either had to have the unit already mounted and then try to screw it into the tree that way, or you get the bracket into the tree, and then you're trying to screw the unit on. And in the dark, it was almost impossible. I cannot tell you how many times I came on with a full-on sweat. With this new bracket, it's so cool. So it has a quick attach. So basically you just pop it in and it stays like that. And even better yet, what I really loved was now it's on both ends. So they got a quick attach. So you just put this end into your tree. What I like about this is, for my place, I'm gonna have 5 or 6 of these on all my core blinds. And that way when I come in, this is already in place over my head. All I have to do is snap my Ozonics unit in place, and I'm gonna be totally quiet in the morning. But now I want to just take a quick second to talk about the app. And what's really cool about the app is not only can I control my unit, turning it on, turning it off, seeing where the power level is, I can check the weather right from the app. And if you don't want to pull your phone out of your pocket, they have a little hand control that you can use. So now, again, I don't have to turn around, I don't have to work with the thing. All I have to do is use the buttons just like the remote on your TV. Let's face it, the last thing you want to do when you get in your stand is make a lot of noise setting stuff up. This, the quick attach, this is going to cut down all that time, all that effort. It's going to make you more stealthy. The animals aren't going to hear you. Now they're not going to smell you. You're going to be a more successful hunter.
Last week on DeerTech TV, we took you deep in the hill country of Central Texas to the lazy CK Ranch, a thrill-seeking hunter's dream destination. Each year, the ranch is booked up with their exotic hunts and other events. But this year, they're making room for a new kind of camp, the Future Hunters Summit, a top-to-bottom course designed for someone with zero experience or background in hunting.
With our skill set and knowledge and what we do every day, we thought we could take people and we could teach them, and certainly anybody that comes are people that want to learn.
Exactly the same thing. Nice! Good job, bud.
The idea came because we had people that were coming to our camp that said, we don't know anything, but will you teach us? And of course we'll teach you, of course we'll help you. So we took them on hunts, and they got to harvest their first animal, and they were over the moon about it. The future of hunting is, we're in trouble. There's no doubt about it. By any statistical measure, the hunting industry in itself, our clients are getting older, the hunters are getting older. But the one thing that might save us are millennials picking up crossbows because they want to know where their meat came from. And so there was sort of light bulbs going off. And we thought, hey, we can do that. We can do that here. We're going to teach them hunter safety, first and foremost. It's about being safe. And then we're going to teach them how to shoot a rifle or a bow. We've taught them both. We're going to teach them animal husbandry, meat care, and then we're going to take them on a hunt.
There's the center of your track right there, right? So that's where that hook's split.
When you have a diverse group like we have, it makes my heart very happy to see every single person that's here or that comes through here wants to learn how to do what we do. And they want to be hunters. So it's almost like the ego gets checked at the door, you know, and everybody's here to learn, and it doesn't matter what your skill set is, it doesn't matter what your level of education or knowledge is, or your experiences are, you're gonna pick up something, for sure. You're gonna learn, and we're gonna have fun doing it, because that's the whole point of doing any of this, is to have fun doing it.
A new hunter is a new hunter, period. You know, a 9-year-old with a group of 27-plus-year-olds, it might be less fun for the 9-year-old, but he's still learning all the same things that we are. We're learning it for the first time, and he's learning it for the first time. And I have not met a hunter or an outdoorsman who has said they're done learning. So whether your entry point is at my age of 27, or at 54 or 2, like some of our other campers, I think you're all on the same playing field.
I think hunting is really hard to get into. Really, hunting comes down to mentorship. If you don't have someone who is going to take you under their wing and mentor you, whether that's telling you the seasons, where to hunt, what gear to buy, helping you pick out a bow, a rifle, those are all the things. And you can Google stuff all day long, but unless you have someone who really holds your hand, it's really hard to get into. And I think this camp can hold your hand.
After earning their hunter safety certification, tuning up their marksmanship, and learning how to properly care for the animals that are harvested, the hunters prepare for their very first sit.
I'm really excited to do this. I've been thinking about it for months since I found out I could come to this. I think the feelings now is, am I mentally ready to get through a scope and take a life in the heat of the moment?
After experiencing a few close encounters, Nick has truly learned how to be patient during the hunt. The next day, that patience paid off when a fellow doe stepped out in front of Nick, giving him the perfect shot, which he didn't hesitate to take.
Doesn't matter what your background is, doesn't matter any of that stuff. You come here, everybody's in the same boat. We're gonna teach you, regardless of any of that stuff, we're gonna teach you the best way we know how. It's humbling, to be quite honest with you. It's humbling to see and to get the questions, like I said, the things that we maybe take for granted, but it's also, it's fulfilling to be able to share what we know, what we love with other people. Conservation, all of it is it's awesome. It's awesome.
Welcome to DeerTech. Today I want to go through like a common problem that a lot of you guys are going to have. Here we got a great food plot. It's pretty much wide open. We got cover here. Deer enter this field into 2 different spots. One, right here, we got it covered. They're going to come through 20 to 30 yards away, but that's the smallest area that the deer normally come in. The bigger area, which is more public land where they're funneling out of, comes from the other corner. There's no cover there whatsoever. So what do you got to do, right? I mean, do you move the blind, put it out there in the middle of the field? Now the deer are going to be kind of weary about it. Or you take a product like Whitetail Institute's Power Plant. And why I love this, 2 reasons. One is whitetails love to eat it. It's got sorghum, sunflowers, climbing soybeans. It adds this really thick cover that the whitetails already like, and they're going to eat it all year long. But what it's going to do for me, I'm going to create this little island of this tall forage in the middle of this field. and we're gonna move this blind. As soon as it grows, we're gonna move this blind out to the middle of the field. So as this grows, it's gonna grow right along, right in that blind. That way when the season hits, I can clear it out a little bit, clear the shooting holes, and now I have a natural setting for this blind. I'm gonna be in the middle of the field, so guess what? I can pretty much guard both of those main entrance trails, so it doesn't matter which trail that buck or doe comes down, I'm gonna have it covered. I'm also gonna, a little bit later in the season, I'm gonna fence in the area. I'm gonna protect it so that the deer have a food source late in the season, because this place here is gonna be a magnet after the regular whitetail firearm season. We're gonna have basically the only food source in the area, and this field is gonna fill up with deer. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the ground. I already got a stake in where I want my starting point, and that's where I'm gonna make the thickest cover. I'm also gonna add 2 little wings. And why I want those wings is so that I can get those deer angling up and give me a perfect quarter and away shot. But once the season gets going on, I'm gonna take my weed eater and cut 2 little holes through that canopy of cover, or the ground cover, at 20 yards each way. What that's gonna do, deer take the path of least resistance. So no matter where these deer are gonna come out, if they're gonna go to the other side of the field, they're gonna hit one of those holes, giving me the perfect 20-yard shot. I'm looking forward to getting this in the ground. We're gonna go out there, I got it staked out. I'm gonna, like I said, we're gonna put a little thicker patch in the middle, wing it on both ways, and time will tell. The rest is gonna be history.